eventually people are going to say, what the hell is going on?
No matter how far you go into the dark, when you flip, you go exactly the same place to the light in our galaxy. Everything. Because everything is in balance. Everything is a polarity.
I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is.
What the hell is going on, people? Is this it? Is this it? Is it really happening? It seems like it. It certainly seems like it. I think to protect our own mental health at this time, we should all just temper our expectations just a little bit, okay? I'm excited. We're all very excited, I can tell. And as we should be, but let's just temper our expectations, because I believe that this is going to be part one, day one of what is going to be a multifaceted rollout of information. Now, I don't know exactly where we're going to be getting this information from. I'm assuming it's going to be on aliens.gov, which, you know, is this domain that got registered like a month ago. And it sort of seems like there's a website behind it. It's not active yet. It's not live. I'm assuming that's where this is all going to be. So this is all meant to be going live in half an hour, apparently, according to Anna Paulina Luna. Okay. Half an hour's time. So we're going to be looking at that. Between now and then, we're going to be just kind of looking at the lead up to this, seeing what's been going on in the last 24 hours. We were actually meant to be doing a different show tonight. One that I'm really excited for. We're going to be looking at the connections between NASA, time travel, and the Nazis. Yes, that's right. The paperclip enjoyers. That's right. I'm really excited for that show, but I thought it's probably... This is maybe a little bit more relevant right now, and that can wait. I mean, I think the Nazis have been time traveling for the last 80 years, so I think another day won't hurt. Angry Drunk German gifted 10 memberships. Nicole Severson gifted 5, and Rambro gifted 1. Guys, thank you all very much. This is very generous of all of you. Can we please get some love in the chat for these legends? And welcome to all the new members as well, whoever got those memberships. Connect your Discord. You can come and join the member section of our Discord. You get access to members-only content. But the best part is getting a little badge next to your name that grows in status the longer that you're a member for, which I think is the coolest part about it. So, guys, let's get into this. Like I said, we've only got about half an hour before this thing is actually meant to start. And when it does, we're going to be kind of figuring this all out together on the fly. So, again, I don't know exactly where this is coming from, but I think we're just going to work it out together when we get to it. Jess Polito, you little freak, thank you very much for becoming a member. I appreciate you. Let's jump over here. This is where it all kind of started. You know, not that long ago, we had this little message from Trump, which was interesting, a little bit weird with, you know, the language and the way he talks about it. But let's just take a listen to this.
As you remember, I recently directed the Secretary of War. How good is Pete Hegseth doing, by the way?
Subjective. Subjective.
To begin releasing government files relating to UFOs and unexplained aerial phenomena. And I figured this was a good crowd because I know you people, you're really into that. I don't know if I am, but so I'm pleased to report today. I thought I'd save it for this crowd because you're a little bit out there, you know, a little bit.
We know.
That this process is well underway, and we found many very interesting documents, I must say. And the first releases will begin very, very soon. So you can go out and see if that phenomena is correct. You'll figure it out. Let me know.
Why does he have to say it like that?
But we've had a lot of questions. It's something that really captivates the mind. As you remember,
And this was reposted in response to a tweet from the Age of Disclosure account that said, as of now, tomorrow is on track to be an interesting day for disclosure. And that was 15 hours ago. So that is today. It's approaching 8 a.m. now, Eastern Standard Time in America, but it is still Friday. Well, it's Friday the 8th of May at almost 8 p.m. here where I am. So there is kind of a bit of a time difference going on here, but we're used to that, right? We already know that. So got a few more clips that we're going to keep going through as we work into this show. This one here from Paranormal, shout out to them. Great clips. And from our favorite wide-eyed friend, Kash Patel, we're going to take a listen to him in just a second. But Yvonne Pandora with 6 months says 6 months. A member. Yes, you are, Yvonne. Congratulations and thank you. Look at that gold trim on your badge. You look great with it. And LMB says the whispers are that aliens.gov is for illegals. Well, I mean, technically, if there is another species here that is trying to integrate themselves into our planet, sneak their way in, subvert human society, they would be illegal. I mean, that is probably illegal. That is probably illegal, and we should deport them if that is what they are doing. If they're not doing this legally, we should deport them. Bleak gifted a membership. Thank you very much, Bleak. Draco gifted 10. My man, Draco, thank you very much. And Random Bananas is back with 2 months. Thank you very much, guys. Absolute legends. All right, let's hear from our favorite wide-eyed friend.
He stood up an interagency process with Department of War leading that effort to get out the documentation related to everything that you're talking about, not just from the FBI, from the IC and everywhere else. And so what do? We already delivered our first tranche of information to that committee, and they're going to be publicly releasing this information very soon. We are all for it. There's nothing in this subject that we're talking about that we don't want released. Our job at the FBI is to work with the White House and DOW, give them the information, and then they're going to put that out in a methodical process. And you're going to start seeing those releases literally happening in the very near future.
There's nothing you don't want released? I don't know about that. So that means you want where the trillions of dollars have gone over the last couple of years, like you're going to release all of that. Epstein files, you want all of that out too? Okay.
Just met on it.
Do you think we've ever recovered alien forms?
I don't have any information on that specifically.
Now you're asking too much. So alien forms, have we recovered them? Look, I know I said there's nothing that we don't want out there, but I don't know about that. You're asking too much now.
So, Donald Trump is kind of verbose. He talks a lot.
I'm going to let you tell him that.
I tell him anything I want. I have no hesitation.
Who is that guy, by the way? I don't know who this guy is. He's definitely giving out some very big dick energy, talking about the president like that, isn't he? Look at that. Look at the slouch on the man. Yeah, I tell the president whatever I want. Who is this guy?
But he clams up on this issue, and I don't know why. I've never been interested in it.
Sean Hannity. Yeah, right.
I'm like, I want you to get interested in it.
Well, it's just another example of President Trump listens to what the American public has an interest in.
Yeah.
He's got a job that's 1 billion times more busy than mine. I'm just focused on law enforcement, national security, and crushing violent crime. Yeah. He's got to do 1 million different things at once, and he still has the time to say, stand up an organization. The American public wants the documents. We've already delivered the documents. They're coming out. He stood up.
Don't think you have actually already delivered the documents, Kash Patel. It's funny you say that because we're here talking about the UFO files, but there's still Epstein files that you haven't finished yet. So actually, that's false. There are definitely many files that are missing, and I think a lot of people are actually kind of upset that it's all about the UFO files now. I mean, I'm excited about that. Don't get me wrong. I think we all are, but the Epstein files did just kind of get dropped. There was no real acknowledgement. There was no real repercussions either. It just kind of got dropped. Internet sleuths and amateur detectives in their bedrooms just got to feast on these millions of emails, discovered some pretty concerning things, I would say. Pretty concerning. And then it was just like, okay, well, that's that done. On to the next one. It all just feels a bit weird, right? It just feels a bit weird. You've got that, you've got the UFO files, and you've also got hantavirus. I really want to talk about hantavirus. Not today, but I think we'll do that soon because isn't that interesting? Hantavirus. Goddamn. Okay. Now we're going to get a little bit more timely into what we're talking about. So this is Rep Luna. You can see there's the tweet there. Again, also saying tomorrow will be good. A lot of people are saying this. Let's hear what she had to say. Let me make sure you guys can see. Okay.
specifically. I think that Grush, when I had talked to him on whether these were specifically extraterrestrials or alien in origin, he said interdimensional. He refused to use certain terms, and I think that's incredibly important because I think that that's really the question we're all wanting to know, right? And so I'm actually going to have a sit-down conversation with him and ask him to come back and talk to us directly, because it seems that we are getting more information from the source than going into a skiff and then not being able to tell you guys what we're talking about.
Is this stuff that we...
Yeah, that's the thing about skiffs, right? Like, you know, in the first UFO hearing with like David Grush, Commander Fravor, Ryan Graves, this is when it was like, okay, Grush was talking about giving information in skiffs. And like from our perspective, it was like, man, we need to get these people in skiffs. We need to get them in a skiff so they can say what they need to say. And then people like Luna and whoever gets the information can come out and they can tell us. Well, fast forward like a couple of, years down the track, it turns out when you go in a skiff, that's where information goes to die. That's where you say things, and then people in the skiff go, and classified. What's that? What's that? Yep, keep going, and classified. If you repeat that, you're going to be arrested. Fantastic. You got to love the way things work.
We just, as humans, might not be able to understand if it's interdimensional?
I think that we can understand it. I think that it's just, it's an approach, right? I mean, like, remember, we just now, for the first time in history, really had Congress have whistleblowers come forward credible that we're telling the entire world that there is something other than human life forms. Grush said that those were interdimensional beings. He refused to use extraterrestrial and alien. I think that's important to know. I think that...
Again, as frustrating as the whole skiff thing is, and as frustrated as I can get, and I'm sure we can all get, it is important to remember that despite all of the what feels like plethora of psyops that we are swimming in right now, not just related to UFOs, but everything, it's important to remember that the conversation is in a place that it's never ever been before. Like the fact that this is even happening, someone in Luna's position speaking about this topic in this way, aliens.gov is a registered website, like these things, it's easy to get upset and frustrated. And trust me, I'm right there with you. You guys know that. I get a little frustrated sometimes. But to ground ourselves, it is important to remember that the conversation has progressed, and that is exciting. Luna said in that clip there that, she kind of said like, I think we can understand it, like interdimensional, like we can understand this. And it's interesting because it was only a couple of months ago, Jim Semivan, ex-CIA, was on James Iandoli's podcast, basically saying the truth is indigestible. The truth is indigestible. And, then I guess the next question is like, what does that mean? Does it mean that, like, how people say we can't actually picture a tesseract, which is like a 4D cube, like we just physically can't perceive it because it's like a 4D object and we're like 3-dimensional beings, right? So it's like there's like a limitation there. Does Jim Semivan mean that there is like a literal hard limit on like what our perception can grasp, and that the truth is beyond that? I think that is a genuine possibility, that like the truth of our reality and what is going on here could actually be beyond our comprehension, the same way explaining the stock market to a dog is beyond their comprehension. Like they're just not designed, they're not meant to understand that, right? That could be what's happening here. If that's not the case, and it's more like the truth is so dark and spooky and weird and beyond anything that you've ever been told, and that's why it's indigestible, I think that's a bit of a load of shit. Like that's a cop-out. Like how I've said this on the show many times, the best thing that our best trait, I think, as humans is our ability to adapt. We are amazing at adapting. I mean, humanity's been through some pretty rough times as a collective species, right? We've been through some pretty dark shit, but we've always made it out the other side, right? I mean, you could go way back. You could go way, way back. Apparently there is a cataclysm 12,000 years ago. People talk about the Younger Dryas. We're still here. If we can survive the Younger Dryas, the entire Earth being peppered with rocks the size of mountains, I think we can handle this. Thank you very much. All right, let's go to the next clip. This is just Luna again, 8 a.m. EST. So, you guys on that side of the world, it's creeping up there right now. Ashton Forbes says, I better get some orb videos. I hope we get some orbs for you, Ashton. I really do. And you can see here, everyone's getting pumped up in the comments. See, everyone's excited. Everyone's excited. And I don't blame them. It's good to be excited. This is funny. If we get one of these pictures with the UFO files, I'm probably going to head out. I'm going to head out. But everyone's excited, and it's good. It's good. I think, temper your expectations, but it's good to be excited. I think we deserve a little bit of excitement, Us tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists, we've been through it for a long time, and maybe this is our time. This is our year, 2026. Ra Clark with 7 months of membership. Thank you very much, Ra Clark, and they've gifted a membership. You legend. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nicole says, only illegal if you get caught. Just kidding. Rusty gifted a membership as well. Thank you, Rusty. D with 15 months. D, legend. Look at that gold badge. He says, this might be a small step for a man, but a huge leap for humanity. I hope we'll see some juicy alien footage today. Me too, D, or at least if it's not today, I hope it comes as a part of everything that's happening right now. Monkey Sausage with 9 months says, Josh, we need a pool. What do we think is going to be released? 1, more grainy footage. 2, Valiant Thor, Trump selfie. 4, nothing of significance. Where's 3? Where's 3? What happened to 3? We can get a poll up. Look, all right, we'll throw up a quick little poll here. We're just going to get like a general gauge of interest. We had this up as a pinned comment before the stream started. How are you feeling about this drop? Okay. We are just under 15 minutes away. We'll go excited. No, not expecting much. And actually, look, we'll just leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. We'll keep it simple. All right. Get your votes in. The poll is up. Open Door Policy says, question is, will this be another sad handy? I hope not. They also said, imagine the alien files talk about Home Depot. Thank you very much, Open Door Podcast. Corrupt NPC gifted a membership, and Jason's Hub, you little freak, Jason. Thank you very much for becoming a member. All right, let's go to the next clip. This one, just a little post here from Red that I thought was interesting. Marco Rubio is at the Vatican while the first release is happening. So the reason why I thought this was interesting, because one thing that has always stuck in my head for a long time, watching and covering the disclosure space, is about, I reckon, 12 to 18 months ago, somewhere before we all started to really feel like this was a psyop, in that golden era, Lou Elizondo, I'm sure some of you guys remember this, Lou Elizondo said that he was traveling to the Vatican in some form of advisory role. This was like over a year ago, I reckon, that Lou Elizondo was on his way to the Vatican, spending like a week or two there as an advisor. Like, what is Lou Elizondo doing at the Vatican? What advice does the Vatican need from Lou Elizondo is the question. That's something that's always kind of stuck with me. And there, now we've got Marco Rubio, the man who hears everything, at the Vatican right now, well, with the Pope. And we are on day one of what you could call disclosure, potentially, hopefully, maybe. We'll see. Tim Burchett was just on Joe Rogan in the last, well, the episode came out 24 hours ago, but it was probably recorded a couple of days ago. This is just a short clip talking about Pete Hegseth.
Right.
Let's take a listen.
I got.
Sorry, that's very loud.
The call that tomorrow at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be briefed over the phone by, I think one of Hegseth's top dogs is going to go over some stuff with me that they've got, and I have no earthly idea. I don't want everybody to get their hopes up. I don't have a lot of faith in our government. President Trump.
I mean, it's bad when a politician is up there saying that. He's in the mix. He's in the thick of it. He sees it all, and he's got basically no hope. So there you go. Fantastic. You love it.
Trump's always been great to me. He's never lied to me, but I don't know that he knows the right questions to ask and the right people to talk to, because, I mean, this thing's been covered up at least since 1947, and I just don't think they don't give up that easy. The war pimps at the Pentagon and everybody else, they just don't give up that easy.
Exactly. And let me just close up this poll here. 65% of you guys are not expecting much, but 35% of you are excited. I think that's a good ratio. I think that's healthy. With what Tim is saying here, I think the one thing we need to remember is, yes, this is exciting, but it's been covered up very tightly, probably the greatest secret of all time since 1947. You can't just take this information without wondering and asking why now. And not just why now, but like, why now? Like, explain yourself. Explain why it was covered up for 80 years, why you made that decision, why it dragged on for so long. We need accountability. We need answers first. Otherwise, it's very hard to listen and believe with a really open heart and an open mind, because it's like you've lied for such a long time. You've ruined people's careers, credibility, character assassination, maybe even taken some people out, probably. So if you're now going to start being like, okay, all right, we'll tell you the truth. It's like, okay, well, explain the last 80 years first, and then I'm going to feel more open to just really taking in everything you tell me, because without that accountability, I'm constantly sitting here going like basically like this. Everything you tell me without accountability, I'm looking at you like this, okay? Doesn't mean I don't believe you, doesn't mean I'm not listening, but I can't help but have that little sus dog in the back of my mind just trying to figure out if you're bullshitting me again like you have been for 80 years. And I think that's a fair mindset to have, right? Like I think that's a healthy, balanced approach here. All right, we got a couple more. We are 7 minutes away, people, 7 minutes. This I just thought was funny. UFO Mania. Now, I don't really know who this account is, and I will say, don't know if they watch the show or not, but they post some weird shit sometimes. Sometimes they post stuff that I'm just like, what the fuck is this? But I just thought this was interesting. Don't know who they are, where they could have got this information, but they said, I'm not waiting till 8 a.m. Here you go, guys, more to come. And the reason why I thought it was interesting, because I don't really think I've seen these shots before. At least not all of them. Like this bottom right one here is kind of interesting. This is all one image, unfortunately, so I can't really blow it up and make it bigger. But I thought has anyone in the chat seen these photos before? The Observer says, nice AI pics. Yeah, I mean, this top right one definitely looks AI. The bottom left one, though, I don't really think so. It's got like this weird motion blur happening in the shot. And, I guess AI could fake these kind of things, but, it's unlikely. This is interesting. I'm always a bit drawn to the boomerang chevron shaped craft. I don't know why. I think it's because maybe the very first UFO case that ever got me hooked on this topic when I was like 14 years old was the Phoenix Lights. And that traditionally was like a giant chevron boomerang shape. So always, just tickles me in the right spot when I see those. There was a question here I wanted to grab. I can't find it. My apologies. Amateur hour. Someone asked, Josh, are you a reptilian? I could tell you that in a skiff where the truth goes to die, unfortunately. We're going to listen to this clip as well. Fringe clipped this one up of Tony Merkel from the Confessionals podcast. It's a bit of a longer one. Actually, this will probably take us straight to 8 p.m. Not so much relevant to the files dropping, but relevant to all of this weird shit going on between, pastors, not the Italian cuisine, religious leaders being briefed, and then Eric Burlison coming out saying no, they weren't. It's a very weird situation that happened in the last couple of days. We did a big show on it the other day. Let's just catch up on some super chats and then we'll hit this. August, with a 1 month membership, says, I love your show, Josh. We aren't crazy. This whole UFO subject is. I agree. Are we crazy? No, the children are wrong. Paul Cornelius with 7 months. Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate you. Rain with a big super chat says, go team. I doubt we see some good shit, but you and your channel, let's go. It's grouse fun. Love this channel. Thank you very much, Rain. I appreciate that big super chat, man. Glad you're enjoying it. Benjamin Dickens with 5 months says, imagine the brief is given by a reptilian and it happens to be Hillary Clinton. Keep up the brilliant work, Josh. Look, you guys know I'm very open to the idea of reptilians. I really am. There's so much shit that I think, and you know, if you've watched this channel for a long time, there are so many things that really do point to that being a reality. And I would never say that they are real because I don't know. I can't prove it, but I can't help but see so many things that seem like they're telling a very similar story. And I don't know if it's like literally shape-shifting in a literal sense or what it is, but there are lots of stories, you know, going back to different theologies, apocryphal writings, witnesses, experiences from all walks of life, all telling very similar stories. And I just can't help but wonder, like, what is that? Is everyone just collectively having the same schizophrenic hallucination for millennia? Or is there just some kind of truth to it? It might not literally be shape-shifting reptilians, but there's obviously something weird going on. There must be. Aussie Copperpot says, Josh is the Asmongold of the UFO space. Thank you, Aussie. I'll take it. Jason's Hub says, Frontier was tracking aliens gov and more. Frontier Watch tracking aliens gov and more. Okay, hopefully in 3 minutes we'll find out. Snip Snap Moth says, both things can be true. I'm not expecting much, but I'm still excited for anything. Me too. I'll take anything at this point. We're starving out here. Feed us. Yoni with 8 months says, chat is pumping. Let's fucking go. 2.8K. Wow, amazing. Thank you all for being here, guys. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We cover this stuff pretty regularly, but not even just UFOs, all the weirdness in the world. And I really try to just have fun when we do it. I take this topic very seriously. I care about it. I have for a long time. But my medium of going through this information with people is trying to have fun, trying to, you know, put a bit of comedy in there, because I think it makes it a little bit digestible. Because the reality of the situation doesn't seem funny at all. So if you don't laugh, you'll probably cry. H.W. Wallace says, Vatican has been suppressing history and parts of the Bible forever for their own benefit. Anything co-signed by them is sus. The true Gnostic history of Jesus and Mary is likely connected to ETs. Yeah, I definitely sort of lean in that direction. I do think that most, you know, big Abrahamic religions in their modern sense are just a control structure. But I do think there's like elements of truth in there as well. But it's maybe flipped on its head or inverted or something like that. That's a whole other show. Anyway, Vern Dude says, let's fucking go. And Lat Chris, you little freak, thank you very much for becoming a member. 2 minutes to go. Let's watch this clip from Tony Merkel.
I find out that he is part of a private group of Christian intelligence operators. And I say that very specifically.
Sorry, just to clarify, again, he's touching on this whole briefing that was Eric Burleson, then it wasn't, but all of these random Southern pastors of churches are basically saying they got briefed. And there's this weird, like, who was it?
And as pure as possible. He is not government. He is not part of an intelligence agency, not NSA, CIA, none of the alphabets. As far as I know, he is part of a private group of Christian intelligence operators. They are operating privately on intelligence with disclosure. Their goal was to gather intel and data. And again, this is my understanding. Their goal is to gather intel and data on what this disclosure stuff is. I don't know what their opinions were of it when they first started the operation, but as they started gathering intel and data and rubbing shoulders with a lot of people, I am like bottom of the totem pole type person. That's why maybe I feel so weird about that. I don't feel qualified to be the person talking about this. They gathered a lot of intel, and they came to believe that what is happening is deeply spiritual. What people are experiencing is deeply spiritual, and that what the majority of the experiences are when it comes to, let's just say for generic surface level terminology, abductions, alien abductions, is demonic in nature. And there's an element of this UAP phenomenon and entity phenomenon that is fueled by fallen angels and fallen angel technology.
Fallen angel technology. This set of labels, fallen angels, demons, even like a spiritual context, really upsets people. For me, I don't know. Like I said in a show the other day, the labels don't really bother me personally, because when I look at this stuff, what is obvious to me is that it seems like whatever this story is of something that is beyond human, above human, that has been interacting with us for quite a long time. This just seems like a story that's been told through many different lenses, and whatever labels you apply to it basically just depend on what part of the world you come from, what your worldview is, what kind of theology you lean into. So it doesn't really matter, because if we get given this information, people will apply whatever label they want to it, but that doesn't change the reality of what's happening. Do you know what I mean? So I don't really get caught up on the labels. I just want the information. People are always going to try and fit it into their own sort of framework and the way that they see things. That's obviously going to happen. You're not going to bring this out and then, people who follow Islam are suddenly going to look at it from a completely non-Islamic point of view, right? They're just going to fit it into their worldview. That's just what people do. So I just want the information out, goddammit. And it is 3 minutes past release time, and aliens.gov is still down, people. Don't worry. You think I haven't been monitoring the situation for the past 3 minutes? Yes, I've been refreshing furiously in the background, and we still have nothing. So unless it's happening somewhere else, it hasn't happened yet. But let's just finish off this clip, and then we might jump on the homepage of X and just have a look at what's happening.
There are a lot of opinions that I come to the table with on that, and my opinions may not match their opinions totally. Their opinions may not match mine totally. This connection was not to get anybody to believe in a certain narrative. It was to raise awareness amongst Christian leaders, and I would say I am now one of those, that disclosure and the reality of it is happening through their data, through their intel. And this is not anything that's top secret, confidential, classified. This is all open source stuff that they have gone through, rubbed shoulders with people, gathered information from people, and came to these kind of conclusions. But the whole point was to prepare Christian leaders on the reality that it's not a game. It started in 2017, the disclosure movement, and it's not a game. There's a lot of pastors in this world today, in this country, that laugh at it, scoff at it, think it's ridiculous. This is not a game. Pastors need to understand that there is a coming time very soon. If you just look at your news, what happened yesterday with Kash Patel and him saying he has the disclosure documents ready to release or something like that.
Oh yeah, and remember when he had the Epstein files too? They were like on his desk, and then like a week later, he was like, "Wait, what? There are no files. I've been through them. If there was evidence, we would have it yesterday, but there are none." That fucking guy, dude.
It is happening very soon, and pastors need to be very aware of this, so that when whatever information comes out as to this disclosure, there will be a narrative spun. I believe there will be a narrative spun. Let me say it that way. I believe there will be a narrative spun. they have strong opinions and feelings that whatever comes out could possibly be part of a great deception talked about in Matthew 24, 2 Thessalonians. And their desire was to get pastors understanding the significant weight of the matter so that they can turn around and be personally prepared to lead their congregation through a very stark spiritual season of our culture.
It's interesting he's talking about the deception here. And again, like when people are looking at this through a religious lens, like people often refer to that the Bible talks about like a grand deception. And, you know, I can't help but think with all of the shit that's going on right now, we are just being slammed with, again, UFO alien threat, Epstein files, war in Iran, World War III, return of the Messiah, anti-Semitism, hantavirus. There's so much shit going on, and it does feel like intentional just to like fry your mind, and you're just like so desensitized to everything that, you know, like I don't know if it's a desensitization to distract you so they can like have some kind of covert action plan going on in the background. But what I actually think it's going to do is that people are just so desensitized that no one's going to care. No one's going to care if it's aliens or demons. No one's going to care about hantavirus. I don't know if that's the intended effect of all of this, but I think just literally no one cares about anything. No one fucking cares about anything anymore. Okay? And I don't know if that's the intended effect, but that is the reality of the situation right now. Aliens.gov is still down. We're still refreshing in the background. We'll catch up on some super chats, and we will scroll the X feed and see if we can find something. Vern Dude says, let's fucking go. I think I did that one. Angry Drunk German says, comedy is the alchemy of turning your own pain into joy for others. Oh, is that why I love comedy? That's why my comedy drawer is endless. The most important social skill there is. Thank you very much, Angry Drunk German. Zakish says, great community. Thanks for your hard work, Josh. This weirdo is definitely excited, but have a feeling I'll be like a disappointed little kid on Christmas. That's why I said at the beginning, temper your expectations. We're all excited. Temper your expectations. Sammy with 9 months says, it is time, or is it like the boss says and all the truth has gone into the skiff to die? Fingers crossed, weirdos, love and light. Thank you very much, Sammy. Comrade with 5 months says, let's freaking go. I've missed the last live streams because of Europe, but hell yes, I'm here now, and I love all you weirdos out there. Take care. Thank you very much, Comrade. And 2 Martyrs with 3 months says, woohoo, just made it in time. Thanks for all you do, Josh. Hello, fellow weirdos. Absolute legends, guys. Thank you all very much. Let's jump on the other screen now. I'll show you guys the aliens.gov website so you can see I'm not lying. It is still down. We'll hit a refresh on it. And it's not looking good so far. We'll jump over to X. Let me just fix you guys up because you're a little bit in the wrong place. And let's go over here. Okay, that should be good. All right, let's see what we've got. What's happening? Eric Burleson, 6 minutes ago. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, well, what is this? I think we might have something here, people. Thank you, Donald Trump, for doing what no other president has been willing or capable of doing. This is a historic first step in what I trust will be one of many. Thank you for taking on the swamp to make this release happen. You are the president of the people. Okay. I think this is it, people. This is it. Wow. Okay. U.S. Department of War. So this is on war.gov/UFO if you guys want to go and check it out for yourself. Yeah, you guys can see all this okay, right? Yeah. Okay. Presidential unsealing and reporting system for UAP encounters. Well, there it is, guys. There it is. Are you pleased? Are you happy? Are you satisfied? Is this the proof you were looking for? I mean, it's a big step from the videos that we got about 10 years ago. I mean, that This is a real big step up from that Tic Tac video. Damn. Oh, you got to love it though, don't you? You got to love it. This says FBI photo B20, infrared still image, black hot, captured of unidentified objects over Western United States in September of 2025. All right, I'll take your word for it, I guess. Let's go to the next one. Okay, that's, it's a composite sketch. Relax, it's a composite sketch. I was about to say, wow, this is amazing. But if I just block you guys out for a sec, you can see there in the bottom left, it's just a drawing. Don't worry, guys, it's just a drawing. Let's actually read it, though. Sorry, give me one sec. Okay, it says, actual site photo with FBI lab rendered graphic overlay depicting corroborating eyewitness reports from September 2023 of an apparent ellipsoid bronze metallic object materializing out of a bright light in the sky, 130 to 195 feet in length and disappearing instantaneously. I mean, it's an interesting story. I'll give them that. It's a very interesting story. And it is published on a .gov website. But it is just a drawing. So, bit of a letdown, I have to say, unfortunately. Was hoping we'd get some photos. But we're only two in. Let's not get too upset yet. Okay, Apollo 17. 1972. This is a NASA image. Archival imagery from the Apollo 17 mission to the moon. The yellow box contains an enlarged area of the original photo in which 3 lights are visible above the lunar terrain. I think, I think we have to remember, guys, that we are balls deep in this, okay? We are the people that our friends think are a little bit unhinged and a little bit weird, and that's okay, because we have each other. But we are balls deep in this, okay? So when we get this, we are kind of like, ugh. You know what I mean? Like, it's not exciting. This is on a .gov website. This is hopefully going to warm people up to the actual idea. Coda says, Josh, you're missing the actual documents. Coda, take a deep breath, my friend. We are going to get there. We're going to go through this whole website, bro. We're going to go through this whole website, brother. Relax. We have no time limit. We can take as long as we want. We're going to sink our teeth into all of this. Let's keep going. One thing at a time. Unresolved UAP report, Middle East, May 2022. Still from a video that a US military operator reported as featuring UAP flying across their screen. Again, not the most compelling photo. This one isn't much better. Another unresolved UAP report, United Arab Emirates. Interesting that this is like coming from a similar part of the world. Still from a video captured near the United Arab Emirates featuring reported UAP. Another one from Greece. US military operator reported observing UAP flying just above the surface of the ocean, taking multiple 90-degree turns at high speed. This is this kind of stuff. It's obviously not very interesting for us, but I do wonder how people who aren't into this topic are going to digest this information. Okay. That's interesting because this is on a .gov website. US military operator. Okay, so we're basically just getting stills from videos on different parts of the world that are extremely indistinct and unclear and literally could be anything. This one's a little bit better. Looks like it's taken from like under the wing of something. US military operator reported UAP while operating within African airspace. Another one in southern United States. Okay, this is maybe the best photo we've had so far. Football-shaped body near Japan, 2024. Wow, this one's 2026. These photos, how many of these are there? Actually, I think that was basically it, actually. That was literally it. That was all of them. Okay, let's go on to the documents now. Donald J. Trump, based on the tremendous interest shown, we've all seen that tweet. Okay, let's read this. In response to President Trump's directive for transparency on U.S. government information regarding unidentified anomalous phenomena, the Department of War, with support from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, is overseeing government-wide efforts to expeditiously find, review, identify, declassify, and publicly release unresolved UAP-related records and historical documents in the federal government's possession. This is an unprecedented, historic undertaking that requires coordination between dozens of agencies and the review of tens of millions of records, many existing only on paper, spanning many decades. Given the scope of this task, the Department of War will be releasing new materials on a rolling basis as they are discovered and declassified, with tranches posted every few weeks. Okay, so it sounds like we're going to be getting one of these every couple of weeks. Fantastic. The materials archived here are unresolved cases, meaning the government is unable to make a definitive determination on the nature of the observed phenomena. This can occur for a variety of reasons, including a lack of sufficient data, and the Department of War welcomes the application of private sector analysis, information, and expertise. Department of War will continue to conduct separate reporting on resolved UAP. Okay, interesting. So they're going to conduct separate reporting on resolved cases, but everything that's here is unresolved. Okay, let's keep going. Cleared for release. Here it is, people. Here it is. Let's sink our teeth into it. Cleared for release, May 8th, 2026. The Department of War is in lockstep with President Trump to bring unprecedented transparency regarding our government's understanding of unidentified anomalous phenomena. These files hidden behind classifications have long fueled justified speculation, and it's time the American people see it for themselves. What about us? What about everyone else? I think, this is a global issue, right? This is a global issue here. This release of declassified documents demonstrates the Trump administration's earnest commitment to unprecedented transparency. Okay, that's from Pete Hegseth. All right, how many do we have? 162 files. Wow. Are we going to do all of them tonight? Okay, this is the first one here. The FBI's case file includes investigative records, eyewitness testimonies, and public reports concerning unidentified flying objects and flying discs documented between 1947 and 1968. The records include high-profile incident accounts, photographic evidence from the sites like Oak Ridge, and technical proposals regarding potential propulsion systems. Okay. I didn't think we were going to talk propulsion. That could be interesting. Additional topics include convention programs, researcher accounts, and extensive media coverage from the period. This file is partially posted on FBI Vault with more redactions and some pages missing. Included here is the complete case file with several newly declassified pages and only minor redactions. Okay, so we're going to download this thing. And does this just pop? Okay, it pops up in a PDF. Can you guys see this okay? Yeah. All right. Wow. Okay. This is big. Okay. Look, this is 184 pages and there's 164 of these. So I think the best approach for us to do this is a group effort. Okay. We all need to be doing this. And when people find interesting stuff, you need to let me know and we'll go straight to that one. Where are we? Sorry. Two Martyrs says, woohoo, just made it in time. Thanks for you do, Josh. I think we did that one, but thank you. M Dingo says, I think it's out on the war.gov/UFO. Thank you, Mr. Dingo. And Jay Varga says, Trump will announce that full UFO disclosure will be provided to anyone who gets the hantavirus vaccine. Amazing. Man, the hantavirus stuff is really interesting. We'll get into that in another show. Anyway, let's take a look at this. I can maybe zoom in for you guys a little bit. Yeah, let me fix that up. That looks terrible for you. What about? I can make my fat head smaller. I think that's probably okay. All right. Guys, I'm working on a on a 15-inch laptop screen here, and I've got like 7 windows open. So my apologies if things are a little bit slow. Okay, so what do we have here? This is in response to your inquiry, the Bureau is strictly an investigative agency of the federal government, and such neither makes evaluations nor draws conclusions as to the character or integrity of any organization, publication, or individual. I'm sorry I cannot be of assistance to you. However, you may be sure your communication will be made matter of record. Okay, give me the good stuff, please. Okay, this is 1966. J. Edgar Hoover, FBI Director. Dear Sir, I'm a member of NICAP and very much interested in the UFO flying saucers. Several weeks ago, fellow employees received a letter from Arizona with a stamp on the back, being interested in UFOs. Okay, come on. This is. I want pictures. I need to hang on. I got to figure out the best way so you guys can see everything. We might have to hold up. Maybe we can download these PDFs. Coda says, I've sent you a CSV of all the documents releases as per the website code. Okay, let me have a look. Is that on Discord? What am I meant to do with this? What am I meant to do with this? I can see it. What do I do with this, Coda? How do I bring that into the stream? So this is like an old newspaper. How do we get rid of this sidebar here on the left-hand side? This is just taking up unnecessary screen real estate. For me, perfect. There we go. Now I can zoom out a little bit. Perfect. Now we're cooking. That's much better. Is it worth searching for incidents we know about and seeing if there is corroborating information on them? If there is a search function, that would absolutely be the way to do it, like there was with the Epstein files. I just didn't see that. Let's have a look. AJ says, this is all old crap. Come on, AJ. Come on, AJ. Lighten up, mate. We haven't had anything like this ever. Okay, actually, there is a search function up here, but I think this is just for the entirety of the Department of War. I don't think this is gonna... I mean, we can try. Let's just try Roswell, right? I don't think... Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's not what we're looking for. We want to be able to search these. Coda, hit me on Discord. It's hard to find your comments. Hit me on Discord. You can sort by file type, press type on the top. I see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Shout out to you. Let me just make sure you guys can still see it properly. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, let's check this out. This is an MP4. We have a video. MP4. You guys won't be able to... Oh, hang on. I can see it. Actually, this is kind of pretty cool video. But how do I get you guys to watch it? That's the problem. Okay, bear with me. Bear with me. There's actually a cool video. Bear with me. Let's go. Yep. All right, now we're cooking. Let's call this folder DOW release 1. Put that in there. Okay. Now if we pull that in here, we're going to have disclosure. All right, let's watch this. Maybe Maybe the other window is actually going to be better for this, I think. Let's do that. My apologies, guys. We're working on the fly here. We are working on the fly here. Let's use this window. And I think we can just drop it like this. That's just good. This is going to be much, yeah, this is going to be much better. There's no sound, obviously. Is there any context to the video? Okay, this is what it says. The monochrome image. Actually, no, I don't think that is. No, that's for an image. There's no context to this video. It's just the video. Tetris. Di says it looks like Tetris. That's fair. Space Invaders. Atari. Yeah, okay. In the CSV, there's a description for each file. Yeah, look, if there's no description with the actual video on the website, I'm not going to go digging around for it. I think what we'll do is we'll just pull the videos, and I'll play them for you guys, and then we'll go through the images. I think with so what is there? There's like 164 files in total, right? I think what we'll do is we'll go through the videos, we'll go through the images, and then with all of the PDF files that we just looked at, with the one that we looked at before, we will allow the internet sleuths to digest them over the next couple of days, and then we will look at any of them that are worth looking at, okay? We're not going to sit here and scour 170,000 files of what could just be kind of boring, irrelevant stuff, right? So that was the first one. The verdict was it looks like Tetris and Atari, which is a fair assessment, in my opinion. Let's grab the next one. I probably should have prepared it while we were watching that one, but I didn't. This one is an image. Okay, that's not worth looking at. Just basically the same images that we saw at the beginning. Okay. Maybe we need to go back to here now. These are what we're getting here with the images, right? It's just, it's not much. But there are a lot here. You guys can still see. Let's go. Let me just open that up a little bit. Okay, there you go. You guys can see everything I can see now. So you can see these are listed on the right-hand side as image files. But some of them seem to contain video as well. At least the first one did. Where's the link for this? It's war.gov/UFO. What I might do is I might just pump a few of these open so we can scroll through them. That doesn't work. Okay. You can't do that, apparently. You cannot middle mouse click these links. Wow. More Atari. More Tetris. Is this actually the... Look, I didn't expect a heap, but I did think it would be a little bit more than, you know, still images of a game of Pong. But again, this is to warm people up to this who don't know the topic. We do need to remember that. This archival photograph depicts the lunar surface as viewed from the landing site of Apollo 12. This image features a highlighted area of interest slightly to the right of the vertical axis of the frame, above the horizon in which the unidentified phenomena are visible. The wording's interesting, isn't it? Like they say, like, the unidentified phenomena are visible. That feels like weird language. Not that it's incorrect, but it's like specific with the way that the way that they're referencing whatever this thing is. I mean, what is it? It's a rod. And look how small it is where it's actually coming from. Like, how did they even see that initially? And, you know, how do you know that that's not just like a camera artifact or something? I don't know. Let's go to the next page. Wow. And we're already getting to the PDF files. Maybe we will look at a couple of them. This image, this archival photograph depicts the lunar surface as viewed from the landing site of Apollo 12. Image features a highlighted area of interest near the right edge of the frame above the horizon in which unidentified phenomena are visible. This image has been modified from its original state to assist viewers in identifying specific areas of interest. These highlights are provided for contextual purposes only, such as alterations do not constitute an analytical judgment, investigative conclusion, or factual determination regarding the nature or significance of the subject matter. This, to me, feels like it's exactly like the Epstein files. There's no context. There's no like explanation, which I feel like a lot of us were kind of wanting with this. Like, fair enough if you're going to give me this shit photo, like, you know, let's just be honest. If you're going to give me this photo that's just a dot on a dark background, I kind of expected that. Again, I didn't have my hopes up, but I did expect that if you were at least going to put that out, you would apply some context to it so we could at least understand what we're looking at. They're literally just giving us a whole bunch of photos being like, this is weird. Hey, look, this is weird. It's like, yeah, we know. We've been saying it for the last 70 years, and you've been telling us that we're crazy. And now you're putting up the photos going, hey, this is weird. Yeah, exactly. That's what we've been saying. The servers are down. Interesting. Okay. So I'm pretty sure I should be able to go back. Yeah, I should. Okay. I think as long as I'm on the website, I should be okay, but maybe other people can't get on. Yeah, Wrath just said, don't close the site or it'll lock you out. Okay. We have exclusive access here, people. We need to cherish it. We need to cherish it. Let's go to the next one. Oh, we got a bit of a cluster in this one. Again, the stuff on the left is just nothing. It's literally this part here doesn't help at all. All we are getting are these pictures, which is like it's it's funny. You have to laugh, don't you? There it is, guys. That's disclosure. Are you satisfied? Are you not entertained? Is it everything you hoped for, guys? Fantastic, isn't it? I wonder, you know, how are they going to follow this up with a whole conversation around interdimensional, right? Because that is obviously where the conversation is going, right? Obviously. Luna and others have been harping on about the Book of Enoch, interdimensional beings. That is where the conversation is going. Like, there's no doubt about that. So I wonder, and it feels like maybe in the next release or the one after that, they're going to really start talking about that. How are they going to connect this image to that? Because they must be, right? Like, that must be the intention, is to give you a little bit of this and then start explaining it. Surely. Because the directive was to release everything we know about phenomena, right? The unidentified phenomena. So this can't be all that they know, to just put the picture out there and be like, I ain't got shit. I don't know shit. What's this? Like, there's got to be more to come. There has to be more of an explanation to come. Let's keep going with the pictures. I've lost my screen. Here we are. Okay. We saw this one earlier, little triangle shape. Seems like there's a little bit more. This one actually does have a little bit of a write-up. Let's read it. As part of the review of historical UAP materials under Pursue, DOW has opened a case to investigate the accompanying NASA photograph from the Apollo 17 mission taken December 1972. The image contains 3 dots in a triangular formation in the lower right quadrant of the lunar sky that is clearly visible upon magnification of the image. Again, guys, look at how small the area is that they've pulled this from. Like, look at that. That's where they're pulling this from. Like, that's kind of wild. And, you know, in UFO videos that surface on the internet all the time, we see this formation is so common. And people often are like, oh, it's a TR3B, it's TR3B. And like, maybe, but also maybe not. Maybe it's what Patrick Jackson would say is a type 2 formation. You know, like it's an orb formation. What the orbs do in that formation, I don't know. Maybe they zap planes out of the sky. I don't know. While this photo has been previously released and discussed by keen observers, there is no consensus about the nature of the anomaly. No new preliminary US government analysis suggests the image feature is potentially the result of a physical object in the scene. Additionally, as part of this investigation, the government has obtained the original film from Apollo 17 mission, and the results of the full NASA DOW analysis will be released when complete. Okay, there you go. Kind of disheartening to be like, you know, for them to be like, well, we've just started to look into it. We'll let you know when we've done. You know, this is a photo from 72, and they've just started looking into it now. Fantastic. Better late than never. Better late than never, I guess, right? I think that was the last image. Now, all right, we may as well have a look at a couple of these files. If anyone, I know it's hard. I'll try and keep my best eye on the chat. But if people are perusing X right now, I'm sure people would be on there posting good stuff that they've found through these files. So if anyone picks it up, let me know and I'll pull it up straight away. But until then, we basically just have to, or maybe we could have a little jump on X. Hold up. What if we? So this was the only video, apparently. This is the only video that is in the files, and there was no context. Just Space Invaders. Just a game of Space Invaders. Okay, let's pull this back up. Surely someone has done the hard work for us. There we go. Now we can all see what's going on here. So this is from the Department of War. I think this is basically just announcing the release itself. People are already posting the video. Wait, what the hell? They posted this 41 minutes ago. It only went live 39 minutes ago, unless it went live a little bit earlier and we didn't see it. But goddamn, they were quick. They were very quick. This is from Luna 25 minutes ago. The American people deserve transparency, accountability, and access to information regarding UAPs and disclosure that the government has kept hidden from the public for decades. This is a massive first step in the right direction. That is true. It is a massive step in the right direction. And as frustrating as it is for us, this is a big deal overall. But we are greedy and we want more. Mark says page 9 and after is videos. All right, Mark. Let's try that then. So there are more videos. That's good. I would like to see that. Where are we? Okay, we're back here now. You guys can't see. Okay. So is this... Oh, I can't refresh. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let's... Okay, we have a whole bunch here. We have a whole bunch of videos to go through. Amazing. Shout out, Mark. Thank you very much, bro. Okay, let's jump back to this screen. And I'll just start dragging them in for us. This first one is from NASA. Seems like it's just an audio recording though. I think look, we'll come back to that one. We want actual videos, please. Yep, okay, we've got one here. Let's take a look. Chuck it in the folder. And we'll pull it in for you guys. It's what the hell? It's trying to open with Apple TV. What the hell is that? Download video. Is this like a trap to put a Mossad bug in my computer? Why is it's not even a video file. I'll try and drag it in, but I don't think it will. Yeah, what the hell is that? I think maybe I could just play it on the website. By the way, I already have a Mossad bug. That's why my microphone makes that noise when I talk. It's just the Mossad wiretap. Don't worry about it. Okay. Oh my God, that's it. That was it. Okay, let's watch it again. Okay, I see. Maybe let me just hold up. Yeah, this is probably the way to do it. All right, we're figuring it out on the fly here, people. Do we have? Whatever. Okay. Let's try and get it. Let's try and find where this thing is. Man, it's quick. I caught it the first. Oh, there it is. What do we think? I'm in the way again. Maybe I should go on the other side for this. What do we think? Jen says it's the James rod. Wow. Wouldn't that be an amazing step in disclosure? James gets vindicated. James and the James rod gets vindicated and everything comes full circle. And then everyone who attacked me for investigating it will have to write me a letter and say, I'm sorry. All right, let's go to the next one. God, that was a fun time. Okay, this one goes for 10 seconds. What if we do this? Hold up. No. I think that's as good as we're going to get it. Yeah, cool. I like it. We'll go with this. I'm happy now. No more messing around. Okay, let's play it 10 seconds. Did anyone spot it? Dwayne says, I always had your back, Josh. Thank you, bro. Click the 3 dots. No, I don't think that's going to do anything for us, Susie, unfortunately. The only thing I can see here is this little white thing. If that's not it, then I've missed it. You know it's bad when we're debating what it is we're actually like, what we're meant to be looking at. That's when you know it's bad. When we're sitting here going, what is this? What are we looking at? That is it? Fantastic. Disclosure, people. Brought to you by the Department of War. Okay. Oh no, it separated them. God, this is a shit fight. Okay, this one looks a bit more promising. 10 seconds again. I hate streaming with one monitor, by the way. God damn it. Get me back to my setup. So again, it's like a little white thing. Little white thing. I can't help but laugh. That's the aliens, people. Little white thing. Another little white thing. Can we get a close-up on the little white thing? It literally looks like the shape of a bird. I'm just going to say it. It literally looks like it's got a wing there and like a little tail feather. Might not be a bird, but so far does look like a little white bird. We've seen these before. Where is all the footage? We've never seen. I don't think I've seen this. And I mean, realistically, we're not really missing out on much. Okay, wow, did it just shoot away? No, actually, no, it didn't shoot away. The camera just stopped because you can tell through this video that the camera is moving with the object. You can see that, right? You can see the background moving. And it seems like the object darts away really quickly, but what actually happens is the camera stops moving and then it starts moving again. All right, there we go. Disclosure brought to you by Little White Thing. Let's go to the next one. Oh, that's the one we just looked at. We just did October 2023. The second one here. Just trying to see if we've got a little bit of information here. This is a 5-minute video. It says here, the first 2 minutes says no content. It literally says that right here. So I guess let's just skip the first 2 minutes. And then from here, it says an area of contrast becomes distinguishable against the background in the center of the right side of the display. Let me just... An area of contrast becomes distinguishable against the background in the center of the right side of the display. That's at 1 minute 56. That's in 6 seconds. Oh, yeah, I see it. I see it. Did you guys see it? Did you guys see it? Again, brought to you by Little White Thing, but we will rewind it just a little bit so you guys can see. Keep your eyes here. You guys can see my mouse, yeah? Yeah, you can. Watch about right here, and it moves down like this. Actually, I think that's it. I think that's it right there, and you see it moves back. I'll pull it back a few seconds. What the fuck? Okay, watch here. Here. Fantastic. All my questions are answered. Here it is. Whoop, backing it up. I mean, that is interesting. I mean, it is a little white thing, but it's moving. Look at the way it's moving. That is kind of interesting, to be fair. Oh, another one. I think this is the best one so far. I think we have to accept that probably all of this footage is going to be like grainy, infrared, hot, white, black and white stuff. We, as annoying as that is, we probably just have to get over that. That's just the way that it is, unfortunately. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully it gets better in the next couple of releases. I mean, let's not forget that like 3 years ago, Lou Elizondo was doing podcasts saying that there's a 20-minute 4K color video of a triangular ship the size of a football field coming out of the ocean. He did say that, so hopefully that comes out. Until then, disclosure is brought to you by Little Vague White Thing. So there's another 2 minutes on this video. Magnus says, it gets better, buddy. Please watch more videos. I'm hanging in there, bro. I'm hanging in there. I mean, it can't get any worse. So, you know, that's good. But like, I do wonder, like, what could this be, right? Like, this thing is, like I said, this is easily the best video that we've watched so far. But what could it actually be? It's obviously not a UFO. It's not a flying saucer. It doesn't look... Obviously, it's hard to gauge the size of what we're looking at here. Hoggy says it's fucking shite, Josh. Hey. This is only the first release, Hoggy. Take a deep breath, bro. We're going to get through this. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. But what do you actually think this is? Like, the only thing I can think of is like a probe, a drone. And when I say drone, I mean, like, you know, it's some kind of like unmanned reconnaissance spy vehicle or something. Because it doesn't look very big, although it is hard to gauge size. It doesn't look like it has occupants in it. It does look more, yeah, like an orb. Josh, you still believe Lou? Not necessarily, but I still think, like, if you're going to go on the circuit and say things like that, like, let's not forget about it. Let's hold your feet to the fire. Like, this, you know what I mean? Just because I say that doesn't mean I believe it, but it's like, you can't just go around saying shit with no accountability. Like, you said it. Where is it? Let's see it. Let's see it. You can't just go around and say shit and people just be like, oh, well. That just allows people to keep going around and keep saying shit. Like, you need to apply pressure to the people saying these things. Okay, let's go to the next one. It apparently gets better, people. It apparently gets better. Don't forget, Lou gave us irrigation circle disclosure. Yeah, we spoke about that yesterday in the members only live stream. You know, I do wonder if Lou Elizondo intentionally showed both of those images because he didn't want to be that guy anymore. It's just a theory. Like, I don't know that. And I think that, like, there's probably people out there who hate Lou Elizondo who just get upset at the mere fact of me suggesting something other than him being a complete liar and grifter, which he might be. I don't know. I don't know him. I've never met him. But I think it's worth considering that he was kind of thrust onto this circuit through TTSA to kind of be that guy. And he did all the circuits and all this kind of stuff. And for me, I think if he got sick of being that guy from either pressure, from threats or whatever, the only way to get out of it would be to destroy your own credibility by doing something like that. And it worked. Now he's not that guy anymore. So I don't know. I think it's worth considering. Attempted Human says page 11 DOW UAP PR47. I don't think your page 11 will be my page 11 because I have this sorted in a different way. But I can look for DOW UAP PR47. I'm sure we can find it here. Here. Is this? Yep, this is the one. This is the one you referenced. Let's take a look. Thank you, attempted human. Play the footage. Why is it not? Do I have to download it maybe? I can't download it. It's got a... That's very strange. I can't download it and it won't play. Was it playing for you, attempted human? That's very weird. PR38. Okay, we can take a look at that one. I think that was back a page. I think this is... This one won't play either. What's going on here? That's very strange. I'm gonna get back to the first page where we were, and we'll keep just... Oh my god, none of them are working now. Servers are cooked, Josh. Yeah, let's go back to say like the first one. That one will play. That's the NASA video. Maybe we can listen to that. So the ones that we've already looked at work. Actually, I don't know if we saw this one. Laura's having the same problem. Yeah, I mean, the servers are probably getting absolutely slammed right now. Rightfully so. We saw this one. Don't think we've seen this one yet. Can you refresh? No, look, if you're on the website right now, I wouldn't try refreshing or anything like that, because if you sort of like disconnect from the server, you might not get back on it. So if you're in, I would just play around with whatever you can find right now and probably come back at a later time when there's not as much server stress. Oh, was that at the top of the screen just then? That's a weird one. Wow, that almost like flashes a color in infrared. I swear it did. Can you guys see that? It kind of like, yeah, it does flash a color. That's weird. This is like this looks like infrared. Let's read what it says here. An indistinctly shaped multicolored area moves from right to left across the top edge of the sensor display within the first second of the video. This video description, okay, that's the rest of it is just garbage. You know, like what's interesting about this is like, you know, this to me does make sense as to why they changed the wording to phenomena, because like, what is this? This obviously isn't a craft. It's not a flying alien, but it's like, it's something. Like it could be like a form of life that is not even visible in our light spectrum or something like that, like some kind of like energetic being. I don't know. I'm just speculating here, but it's probably worth remembering that we are talking about things. We aren't just talking about nuts and bolts UFOs here, or little grays or reptilians or whatever. Like we could be talking about life that exists beyond our, like what we have the capacity to see. That's an interesting one though. I want to try and catch the frame where it goes red. You can kind of see it there. God, it goes quick. Ah. I swear I'm doing it, and then it changes on me the last second. I think you guys can see it, though. I think you guys can see it. We can move on to the next one, which I think is this one. No, that's it. Okay, so we've done the first page. Let's go to page 2. I feel like maybe they're not going to load. Okay, they are. Okay, maybe we're back in. Okay, so in the first 4 seconds, an area of irregular color and brightness, mainly consisting of white and red highlights, appears next to the center of the top edge of the sensor display. It sounds a lot like what we just watched. Let's take a listen. Let's take a look. It seems like there's like some kind of thing up here, like this. Again, weird one, like not a UFO. It's just like, it's like you're capturing anomalies in different light spectrums. That's what these videos are. So in the first 3 seconds here, 2 semi-transparent, irregularly shaped orange areas overlay the background imagery, persisting for less than 2 seconds each. Okay. That's weird. That feels more like a camera artifact. Like, I'm not saying that's what it is, but I think what would be important and really helpful with this video, and I guess all of these videos, is what's the frame rate? Like, what frame rate is this being filmed at? You know, because with these radar systems, are they like, traditionally cameras are at like 30 FPS, like your iPhone's probably 30 FPS, could probably go up to 60 or maybe even higher. Are these the same? Are these like that? Because if this is 30 FPS and this thing is here for a little over 2 seconds, that means it's just frozen in place for like 60 frames, which doesn't feel right. But there's no movement. There's no other movement in the camera. There's no reference. It's hard to make anything of it when you don't have a little bit more data and context to work with. This is a 3-minute video here. So from 20 seconds to a minute, the area of contrast remains generally centered within the sensor field of view. From a minute to 2 minutes, the sensor designates the area of contrast with a blue reticle, synchronizing its motion with the area of contrast relative position. Okay. We'll take a look at this one. Do we, okay, we'll catch up on a few super chats after this as well. There you go. Just flying through the middle of the screen, just here. First live from Boston. Welcome, sir. Take a seat. Get comfortable. Fill up your drink bottle. Looks like it looks very similar to the Go Fast video in a way where it's like it looks like what I'm assuming is an ocean below it, and either whatever it's filming from is moving parallel to the object, or it's stationary and the camera is moving. No, I don't know. That's not happening. Otherwise, you'd see like a parallax. It's like whatever is filming this is moving adjacent to the object, and you're seeing the background kind of whoosh past below it. Number 47 is a bigger object in the video. Okay, we'll try and get to that. I'll let this run. This is going to run for just like another minute or so, and I'll just catch up on a couple of super chats here. Okay, we're quite behind. My apologies. David with 12 months. Look at that golden badge, Dave. You look great. He says, I've been here since the beginning and very grateful for Polarity to sort out this amazing information. Great fucking job. Thank you very much, Dave. I appreciate that year of support, man. I really do. Thank you very much. Open Door Policy says, he's right. He's right. It is old crap. We are aware of this stuff. We already know, but it will get the normies on board. Relax. Yeah, I agree. I know. For us, it's frustrating because we've been waiting for so long. We want more. More will come. Patience is a virtue. Let's just hope that this actually... You know what would actually really satisfy me? if this hits the normie zeitgeist the way the Epstein files did, because it kind of should. It kind of should, right? Why wouldn't it? We'll see. We'll see. Prison Mike says the website has a built-in player with description. Angel Grimm gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much, Angel. Big love to you and the 5 new weirdos. Dino says after page 7, there are a lot of videos, man. Please. Yes, thank you, Dino. We finally got there. Wrath of Carneven says don't close the site or it'll lock you out. Thank you, Wrath. Kenmar says the fake moon photos are just to justify taking our money for NASA. Marin says, Josh, appreciate you being live and being here today with all of you. Thank you very much, Marin. Lovely to have you here. Dover Elioth says there were a bunch of aliens watching the moon landing. That is the official We Are Not Alone. That's for the general public, not us. According to Bill Tompkins, former naval intelligence during the World War II era, according to him, when we landed off the moon, we were warded back away by a bunch of reptilians. Not my words. They're not my words, guys. They are the words of a man who served in naval intelligence of World War II. So either everyone's gone fucking crazy or we are living through the biggest psyop of all time. Both of those are equally plausible. Jay Laus, thank you very much. Dino says, Josh, please read my donation. There are more videos after page 8. You are driving me mad. Dino, take a Valium, sir. We're going to get there. Everything's going to be okay. VXYA says, saw the moon photo years ago in color, I think on Reddit from a NASA dump. Those 3 lights are blue. Hope you're doing well, Josh and Polarity fam. Interesting. Interesting to hear that some of this stuff has been out before. I think a few of these have. Dino says, after crying 20 minutes, finally he realizes. Dino thinks we're running out of time. He thinks we've got Armageddon approaching and that we've only got a certain amount of time to go through this. Dino, take a Valium, sir. Take a deep breath. Touch some grass. Everything's going to be okay. There's no rush. There's no rush. We could be live for 3, 4, 5 hours if we wanted to. Everything's going to be okay. Dino 93517. Thank you for the super chat. Attempted Human says, I'm looking at some pretty good videos, orbs, etc. Swing them my way, sir. Taris gifted 5 memberships. Thank you very much, Taris. You're a legend. Green Tone says, an eight-sided star orb, not just a white dot. DOW UAP PR38. I think I've seen a few people in the chat saying PR38 as well. So we'll definitely get onto that one in a second. Attempted Human says page 11 PR47 video. Okay, I think that's the one we tried. It didn't work. Hydrocoptic Mike says, do you think Mick West will try and debunk everything they release, or will they stop paying him to do that now? Yeah, I think his contract's up. His contract's up now. Thanks for the cheese, Mick, but you're no longer needed. It will be interesting to see what he has to say about all of this. It really will. We probably will hear that, this stuff is just Venus in retrograde at the right time when the sun is just going down on the horizon and the Chinese lanterns are being lit by swamp gas at 4:05 in the afternoon. That's what it is, obviously. That's a much more plausible explanation, clearly. Attempted Human says the vid was UFO, 3 huge rings in the sky. Okay, we're going to get to it. Now and then again, it says, thanks, Josh, for hosting this. My pleasure. Thank you for being here. PR45, worth a look. Thank you, Sender. Kelly, thank you very much for the love and $20. Appreciate you. Imaginary Construct, you little freak. Thank you for getting on board as a member. And Wank Freundschafts 7099 says, isn't PR38 same as one of the previous 4chan photos? Okay, let's take a look. Let's get back to it. I think we'd just got onto page 2. We'd done that one. What is this one? This is PR35. More little white things. Quite a few of them, though. It's kind of interesting. Like, what is this being? I want to know, like, what are these things taken from? What is this? So you've got related mission report. I wonder what's in that. So can you guys see at the bottom there? Yeah, you can see at the bottom. Underneath this video, you've got related media, and you've got the PDF for a mission report, which... So this is took off from LGLR, handed over from the LRE. Does it say anything about like where it was taken or what it was taken from? Air Force. No. Aircraft call sign, right? Okay, it's still just redacted. Upon arrival to the SP at 2018, observed no ER-related activity. No, okay. No, there's no good. No, you're useless to me. Okay, let's go to the next one. What was it, the one that people really wanted to see? 37, 45, and 47, and 38. Okay, let's look at 38. This is apparently something that has already surfaced on 4chan. Yeah, this is I think what you're actually, I don't know if I have seen this, to be honest. But it looks, this is a really interesting shape of UAP that I've seen. Do you guys remember? I covered it a long time ago on the channel. This is actually really interesting. This like star shape, and there is an old video from 2 English police officers in like the 60s, and they draw a picture on the bonnet of their car, on a piece of paper on the bonnet of their car. I've showed it on the channel before, and it looks exactly like this. It's got these big spikes out the top and bottom, out the sides, and then little ones that are sort of horizontal to the others. It's a Jewish UAP star. God damn it. Not again. What is that in the background, though? That's weird. There's like this flying doona behind it. Like that thing. What is that? Is it a Dementor? UAP. There you go. This is the first UAP sighting that we've had in the file release. It's the Star of Remphan. Amazing. I think I'm assuming the thing when people are saying this is on 4chan, a channel on YouTube called Strange Mysteries. Remember when they... Oh, what happened there in the last couple of seconds? Just kind of drifts away. Could be the camera movement, though. Do you guys remember the Strange Mysteries, like email leaks? And he got sent a bunch of photos, which naturally were in some kind of infrared lens like this. And there was a photo that did look... It looked like this, but interestingly, in this one, there are white points sort of within the object where it could almost be like see-through or a different temperature or something. In the leaks, this whole thing was dark and black. I don't know. Same shape, and it's quite a unique shape, but interesting. I'd say this is probably the best one so far. That's PR38 for anyone who's interested. Wait, did we do 37? No, we didn't. Okay, let's do 37. Again, little white thing, but cool that there's actually like a close visual of what seems to be like some kind of boat, ship, I don't know. But it helps because if you think about it, without that boat there, it's so hard to gauge how far away we are from the ocean. And when there's other things in the frame to give us reference of size, I think that ups the tier, or like it ups the quality of the video, right? Without that, we don't really have a frame, and it just feels far more vague and indistinct. It's just like when people take photos of orbs in the sky. If it's just a black sky with a light, I'm sorry, but it's a dog shit video. you like zoom out, at least zoom out at some point in the video and show like a tree, the top of a house. Like give us more in the video so we can see what we're working with. That stuff is, I think, really important if you're trying to capture something like this. Okay, let's go to 39. Oh, what do we got here? It does get better. This is okay. The video's over. It's over already. This is what the description says. A faint area of contrast enters the sensor field of view from the bottom half of the right edge of the screen, proceeds from right to left across the corner of the frame, and exits the scene from near the center of the bottom edge of the screen. Okay, so we should be looking somewhere in this region for this video. It goes for 5 seconds. Oh yeah, I see it. So it's basically, so far, other than that stuff, other than the DUAP, everything seems to be strange little white thing, little orb that just seems to be zooming. And that's, there you go, bottom right, another one. Hard to tell what's in the background. It kind of looks like a base. Yeah, I guess it looks like a small island. It looks like a small island or something, and a small island base. I don't know. It's hard to tell. Let's go to the next one. That was 37. We did 38. This is 39. Nope. That was 39. 40. This goes for a minute. Oh, here it is, just here. It looks like. Small thermal signature. Yep. That was over Guam. How do we know that? Not saying you're wrong. I'm just curious. Like, does it tell us here? I couldn't see anything. Now and then again says, sorry, I got upset. If you want to boot me, I'll understand. I'm sorry, chat. It's okay. We're all a little bit excited. We're all a little bit worked up. It's okay. Sometimes you just need to take a deep breath, go get yourself a glass of water, have a little stretch, and come and rejoin the group. It's all okay. There's no rush. We have all the time to go through this. In the table, it does say a location. What do you mean by the table? Like here on the left? Because from what I've seen, I haven't seen, I mean, it says Middle East, but like that's, you know, that's a big place. That doesn't really narrow it down too much. May as well say it was taken on Earth. Was that the last one on this page? No, this one is. Okay. We are a forgiving bunch. That's right, Jen. We are a forgiving bunch. Absolutely. And it's a very exciting day. We've all waited years to look at multiple silent, grainy videos of little white things. So we should all just take a moment to enjoy this together. Oh, what's that? Okay, hold up. So obviously we've got our little white thing here, as we always do, but something else crosses the screen from right to left, and it's dark, and it kind of looks more oval shaped. Keep an eye out for this. Should be coming up soon. Here, there. Or was I tripping? Maybe that was nothing. Oh my God, I'm seeing mirages. I'm like a lost, thirsty man in the desert. I'm so desperately want to see something that isn't a strange little white thing that I'm hallucinating. Grok said there's not much in the files. All right, well, I guess if that's what Grok says, we may as well end the stream. Thanks for coming, guys. No point doing our own research. Just ask Grok, let it do all your thinking for you, and go to bed and pay your taxes. What? How many times do you guys think already that Grok has been asked if this is real? And I bet Grok would probably give you like the most... God, don't even get me started on the whole Grok is this real stuff. It can be useful at times, but anyone who's putting in a infrared radar video that's just been released from the Department of War in a UFO file drop into Grok and saying, is this real? And expecting it to be able to comprehend the video and the context that it's been released and give you an accurate answer, you need to go and take a look in the mirror. Go and take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror and think about what you're doing, please. Okay, we're on to the third page now. This is PR 42. 5-minute video here. I've hit play. I'm going to read what it says on the left. Looks like you got a strange little white thing just around here. Okay, keep your eyes on that. The sensor narrows its field of view to zoom in on the area of contrast. An area of contrast exits the sensor field of view from the left half of the top of the frame, after which the sensor pans up to the left. The sensor pans erratically with an area of contrast appearing in a relatively fixed position to the left and slightly below the center of the frame. The sensor switches imaging modalities and the area of contrast appears to the right and slightly above the center of the frame. Oh. Little fast mover there. Did you watch the windmill video yet? No, I don't think I've seen that. Unless you're talking about the UAP. But that makes me think of something again with the strange mysteries. You know, maybe I should pull them up. I'll pull them up. I reckon I can find them. If you guys do remember the Strange Mysteries channel when he started getting emailed all of these leaks, one of them looked like the star, the UAP that we saw earlier. The other one looked like a ceiling fan, which kind of does look like a windmill, and people were calling it the ceiling fan UAP. And apparently the person who leaked it to this guy got annoyed that people were calling it a ceiling fan, and that was like a basis of them to stop leaking more videos. Let's see if we can pull this up here. Is that me? Actually, this is his whole video on YouTube. Maybe I can just pull this up and we can scrub through it. There's the star. There's the star one. Okay, maybe... I think this is worth pulling up, to be honest. Just to scrub through and look at some of these shapes. I can't see the ceiling fan one that I was just referencing, though. But I will pull this up. This one here.
Okay, before feeling like I clickbaited you with a thumbnail.
I'm just going to mute it. I'm going to mute him. So again, he's pulling these into Photoshop and he's doing just like basic, you know, compositing testing to show you that he didn't fake them. But I want to try and find... So you can see there's like a couple of shapes. It's this one, and the one right next to his head is the one I'm talking about, but he does blow it up and it actually gets a little bit bigger at some point. Does anyone in the chat remember this when this was happening? I covered it on the channel. This is like probably over a year ago at this point. Interesting little like chevron shapes as well that he got. This one, here it is. Tell me that doesn't look like the UAP that we just looked at. That's like the same thing, right? And again, I would love to, if I can find another video to play on the website, I want to try and pull up the, the video of the UK officers talking about it. Oh, what do we got here? This video is getting interesting. Let's just back this up a little bit. Haven't seen any of his stuff. I don't recall those. It was an interesting little era when that happened. Then he just kind of went silent. Like, it was very weird. It was actually very strange when you look at it retrospectively. That's a boat in the water. So that black dot, I'm pretty sure, is what we're looking at here. And on the right is the boat in the water. But wait, maybe not. That's a boat. I remember it, but I watch a lot of UFO stuff. Yeah, I know. It's hard to consume everything and remember it. PR46. All right, we'll get. I think we'll be. We're coming up to that one soon. Is it a good one? All right, that one is done. Let me just make sure we're staying up to date over here, and then we'll jump over to the next one. So that was 42. Let's go to 43. I think we saw this one, didn't we? Did we see this? Is there an explanation as to what we're looking at? The first 2 seconds, a small, barely distinguishable area of contrast moves from the left of the sensor field of view to the right side, exiting the scene from the bottom right. Okay. This is in the first 2 seconds, apparently. Let's hit play now. Oh, okay, I saw it. It's down here. Keep your eyes down here. I'll play it again. You guys see that? You guys see it? You guys see it? I'm laughing just because it's so funny that, like, that's what we're doing. You know, we're all excited for these videos and we're all watching it, and it's like half of us can't even see it. It's like right here. There. See it? You gotta love it. This is disclosure, people. Some people are saying Chris Ramsey's posted something interesting on X. We can go take a look at that. Let's go jump back over here for a second. And Chris Ramsey, friend of the show. Oh, let's get him up. Chris the Magician. Okay. The thing does multiple 90-degree turns. Okay, that's just from the website. Is this the one? I think we might have already looked at this one. Yeah, I think we've looked at this one already. This is the one that keeps kind of going back and forth. This was the one that I said was the most interesting video so far until we found the UAP, which for me is the best one so far. Yeah. Yeah, we've seen this one. Did he post anything else? Oh, he's posted quite a few so far. He's on it. My man's tweeting quick. What's he got here? Excuse me? It's the UAP. Amazing. Everyone's enjoying it. Good. Everyone's having a good time. I'm glad. Even if it's not everything we'd hoped, at least we're all having fun, because the real disclosure, as we know, is the friends that we make along the way. Oh, I love my job. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, this one has sound. You guys hear that? Hold up. Yeah. I mean, it's just static, but it's...
Alpha, call Bahrain East 132.12. 3212, Hotel Alpha.
I think I just spotted a Coach Colin fan. Dude, I really like Coach Colin. It was really cool to get invited on his channel. He's a really cool guy. He's killing it too. Okay, so we got something. It seemed like we could just see it and then it like changed lenses or like, I don't know. Now it's not visible anymore. Oh, here. I will never not find it funny. The fact that I'm like craning my neck and having to point out what we're actually looking at. I love that. Trump is going to hate 48. You mean like the PR 48? That's where we're coming up to that one. Why? What's in that one? You won't find a better group of weirdos anywhere on the internet than right here. Absolutely agree with you, The Observer. This is the best community on YouTube, without a doubt. Def a beer kind of night? Absolutely, guys. If you're not in the land of the free, it's probably definitely time to have a beer. Absolutely. It's Friday. Come on. Even if you are in the land of the free, nothing's stopping you, unless you're at work, of course. No Thanks says, this isn't exactly knocking my socks off. Yeah, look, I think you're not alone with that. But remember, this is just wave one. This is wave one. This is all of us here. This isn't, you've got to remember, this isn't for us. This one isn't for us. This is for the normies who still think aliens are about little green men. Okay, it's trying to get them up to speed and on board with where we're at. And then we can tell them that the world is ran by interdimensional lizards that dress up as the queen and figures in our government. I think that's release 3 that they tell us about that. Right now, strange little white thing. It's a process, people. Adam Baker says, Mr. Burchett did warn us not to get our hopes up. There you go. Here's a real one. KK Loco says, can we see a craft that is large enough to actually fit occupants? There are motherships and we get dots. Yeah, I agree. That I want to see that. I want to see something that is, even if it's infrared, black and white radar, I'm okay with that. But that would actually make my day if we could just see something that was clearly a craft of some kind. But I'm not getting my hopes up. Marin says, with 8 months, says, so far this is more than I expected. Pleasantly surprised. There you go. See, Marin's smart. Marin came into this with low expectations, and then you can only be pleased. If you come in expecting nothing, you won't be disappointed. And I said that at the start of the show, people. Temper your expectations, and everything will be okay. Angel Grim with 5 months says, are you screen capturing this, Josh? No, but I am live streaming. And so it is being recorded. Thomas Cleveland says, white dots equal ontological shock. For some people, maybe. Faceman Facey says, 62 HQ Section 1 was pulled down during the 404 blackout at the beginning. Has anyone got the files saved in their history? There you go. Hopefully someone has. And Wank Freud Shaft says, page 99, 184 has a photo of an alien. I don't believe you, sir. I don't believe you. But I will look. All right, let's go to the next video. This one is also not quite knocking my socks off either. That was 44. The sensor tracks an area of contrast, acquiring a reticle lock. Okay, so it locks onto the target, which you can, there it is. You can see that. The area of contrast gradually increases in distinctiveness against the background. The sensor narrows its field of view to zoom in on the area of contrast. That should be coming up. And then the area of contrast increases in apparent size and distinctiveness. Okay. There's the zoom. And apparently this thing is meant to increase in size. Yeah, I can see that. This looks like two orbs next to each other. The area of contrast leaves the center of the frame and passes out of the sensor field of view. That's quite big now. That's kind of interesting, but this, if you look at the background. So we're about 30, this is a 58-second video with, I'm playing it from 34 seconds here. Look at the background now. And then as this thing speeds up and gets bigger, look how different the background looks. It seems what's actually happening is the camera is zooming in on the object. Look at that. That feels like a zoom to me. Or maybe this thing is like passing below, and as the camera is sort of like following it beneath, rather than looking off into the distance in the horizon where the background is really far away, as it passes below the camera, you're getting the ground, which is obviously much closer than the horizon. So maybe it's giving it that effect. But the background definitely kind of plays with that, with your perception on that video. That was PR45. We had a PR46. 9-second video, no explanation. Rob says the camera is panning. Yeah, I think so too, Rob. Okay, not much in that video. Interesting kind of shape. Hard to make out what it is. Not much else to say about that one. That was, what was that, 46? Yeah, that was 46. We'll go to 47. I think 48 was one that people were saying was interesting. This one goes for 2 minutes. Another, I mean, I want to say like a pair of orbs, but like, I'm very aware of the fact that like calling these things orbs or a pair of orbs, it's really just like the language that we have created to apply to whatever the hell it is we're looking at, right? Like we know what we mean when we're saying orbs, but like whatever the hell this thing actually is could, you know what I mean? It's got like, probably has not an orb at all. It's got nothing to do with an orb, but for us, that's the label we use to sort of agree and understand what we're looking at. Plasma-like. Stop staring at the pair of orbs. Squiddy Inc. says, how do we know any of this is real? You don't. That's the thing. And that's, you know, this is like the problem. I wouldn't say that I have, but it's like a dilemma that I think about, right? Because I think many of us have lost so much faith in our respective governments over the years of feeling like we're not even just being lied to, but just like not really cared about, right? Like our war veterans are struggling to survive. People are living on the streets. There's like drug epidemics and overdoses everywhere. And then the government's like, I think we should spend $30 million on renovating the Jewish Museum in Sydney. Yes, that seems like an appropriate use of our funds. So it's things like that that make you just go, I don't think the government actually gives a fuck about us. Do you know what I mean? So then you're sort of faced with this problem of like, can I even trust anything that they say? Like now it's like, where do we draw this line? Like, how far will they go on bullshitting you, essentially? Like this whole, you know, I think you're well within your right to say this whole thing could be fake. For sure. For sure. I'm not saying it is, and I don't necessarily think it is, but I don't think it would be like an outrageous thing to suggest. Someone says, but I'm Jewish. That's okay. There's nothing against Jewish people. I just don't think the museum needed a $30 million renovation right now. I think there are a few other pressing issues in our country, but that's where the money decided to go. Fantastic use of funds, really. Okay, let's go to 47. This is in Japan. Oh, wait, did we just look at that one? Yeah, we did. Okay, 48. I think people were saying this is a good one. This goes for 1:40. Strange white thing. Friend of the show. Groundbreaking stuff. And, you know, but by the way, when I say, like, you know, is this even real? Who knows? I'm not saying the phenomena is not real, but, like, is the intention behind these videos or pure and authentic? That's what I really mean by that. Like, is the intention behind the release of these videos actually to help us understand the true nature of our reality? Or is it to psyop us into oblivion? Those are the questions that I think are actually reasonable. And this is the thing. It's like when you ask questions, people get upset, or like the people think just because you are open to an alternative perspective that you like think that, or that you're trying to push that agenda. It's absolutely not what I'm trying to say. But I think given the history and track record of everything that's happened in this space and adjacent spaces, at this point, I think you're just naive if you're not at least asking the questions or considering it as a possibility. Interesting, this one again. Like, I guess this is interesting because you have these windmills here, so there you've got a good size reference, and it does show that these strange little white things are very much just that. They're obviously not craft. Maybe they're little like, I mean, maybe that's like a beach ball. That's maybe the size of a beach ball. I'm just guessing. But it's hard to say. But at least with those there, you do have some kind of reference. Fire Drake says, we are in PSYOP season, baby. That's it. Let's go to the next one. That was, okay, 49. Oh, this is, I think this is the one we watched at the beginning. What does it say on the left here? Because without context, it's like, who knows what this is? No, the explanations on the left don't really explain what it is. It just explains where to look at the anomalies in the footage. We should make today a national public holiday, I think. Disclosure Day. If you have to go to work today, I think you should call in sick. Call in sick because it's Disclosure Day. And there are more important things like looking at strange little white things on the internet with a bunch of weirdos. Far more important than your 9 to 5. I mean, when the aliens come, are we still going to have to go to work? What do you guys think about that? Are we still going to go to work when the aliens come? Or is that kind of like old world now? We can put like taxes and, you know, going to work and all the boring shit. We can put that behind us now because now it's new world. It's new Earth. That was the old slogan of the channel. Navigating the new Earth. And we're here now. We're here. This is phase 1 of the new Earth. Earth 2, 2.0. All right, let's go to the next one. That was 49 we just did. Is this, what is this? Is this still a video? No, I think that might be it. I think that might be the last video. Yeah. Let me just double check. I feel like there's still probably going to be a lot of interesting things that are going to come out in the PDFs as well. Let's just catch up on a couple of super chats. John Anthony has gifted 20 memberships. That is huge, John. Thank you very much for all of your support, man. I really mean it. You're a big supporter of the show. It makes a big difference. Thank you very much. Phantom Fanto says, type in Fallen Angel Tech and scare Dino. Is there a search function? Is there actually a search function here? Because I don't think so. That would be amazing. If, like with the Epstein files, how you could search a word and it would filter out everything, that would be amazing. But I just don't think we have that function. I wouldn't be surprised if within a couple of days, someone makes a website where you can kind of do all of that kind of stuff. Like how with the Epstein files, people made the Gmail where it was like you were in Epstein's email. Like stuff like that will probably come out. I would hope. Anyway. Larissa Kellstrom gifted 5 memberships as well. Thank you very much, Larissa. Appreciate all of your support. David says, never miss an episode. Great job. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate it, mate. Guys, and if you're first time watching the stream, please subscribe. We're live pretty much every day. Cover a lot of the UFO stuff, but also cover all strangeness and oddities that are happening around the world. So if you're into that stuff, please do subscribe. We've got a Discord down below if you want to come and join the conversation as well. Logan Misayak says, if you download the first file, scroll down to page 49184, and there's a pretty weird convo from a guy named Dr. Edward Condon. Pretty interesting. Okay, I'll try and find that one once I finish these super chats. Phantoms Phanto says, type in Ashton Forbes is onto us. If there's a search function, we'll use it. Zeitgeist says, much love to all the weirdos. I'm late, but I'm glad I made it. Disclosure part 1. I just hope we'll be happy in the end. Thank you very much, Zeitgeist. And Jesus has been a member for 7 months. Guys, Jesus is a member of my channel. So, I mean, we've got to be doing something right. You've got to be doing, I mean, Jesus can't be wrong, can he? Can he? He says, shout out to the casino boys. The house always wins. There you go. That's something that Jesus would obviously say. So shout out Jesus, friend of the show. All right, let's try and find this. If you download the first file, what is the first file is going to depend on how we have everything sorted. So what do we have here? 49184, 49, where I can't even see where that would be in the title. What is a Christ? Well, I know the right man to ask, that's for sure. Holy Ray with 15 months says, happy I took today off and can hang out with you weirdos watching these white dots. Love your humor, Josh. Stay weird. Thank you very much, Nicole. Isn't it great? All of us here. Almost 5,000 of us here gathered together to look at strange little white dots and talk about all the things that could have been. Amazing. It is amazing, isn't it? Look, what I think we'll do at this point is, unless, like, I think it's all pretty much PDF files from here. I don't want to do a stream where I'm just kind of opening up random PDF files and hoping to find stuff, because that's not really fun. And I think, like I said, over the next couple of days, I feel like a lot of people are going to be trawling through this stuff, and it's going to be far easier to just cover what gets found. Essentially, what I'm saying is I'll let everyone else do the work. Kind of. But look, we'll refresh X one more time, just see if anything else has been posted. Joe Murgy has posted the windmill video. Anna Paulina Luna says there will be more files released to include our request of the 40+ files I talked to the Pentagon last night. So I don't actually think we all heard about like the 46 videos. I don't think any of these are those. I could be wrong, but at the very least, there are more videos to come. Yeah, Ashton says this story is pretty interesting. I do agree. Bit of a letdown that this is just a picture, but the idea, again, the fact that this is there on a Department of War website, .gov domain, is very interesting. Josh is being lazy. Hey, look, I'm only one man, okay? Sometimes a good leader knows how to delegate, right? And I'm delegating. I can't be the presenter and the researcher, okay? I'm a one-man team here. I don't even have Suki doing any investigating for me. I don't have my assistant. She's back home chasing rabbits. So I'm a one-man band right now. So sometimes you got to learn how to delegate, and that's what I'm going to be doing. And we've still got to do the NASA show. Guys, if you're just tuning in as well, tonight's show was meant to be a mind map, a visual interactive show together with the audience where we map out all of the weird connections between NASA, time travel, and the Nazis and Operation Paperclip and all of the weird shit that went on there, which I'm really excited to do, but obviously this kind of took priority. Yeah, I really like this video. This is one that I want to go back and try and find the ceiling fan and the police officers. This is a really interesting one. Chasing rabbits or rabbits chasing or rabbit holes. Exactly. Stop attacking Josh. You're making him lisp. That is a disinformation psyop. I do not have a lisp. This is propaganda. This is propaganda being used against me. Trying to character assassinate me. Do not have a lisp. Thank you very much. Yeah, look, I think we've seen the videos. It's time to hand it over to the internet sleuths who are willing to trawl through 164 files of 100-page PDF documents. What is this? Okay, this isn't part of the release, but look, why not? We're here. Why not watch it? I mean, look, real or not, I don't know. It's the best video we've looked at all night, though, that's for sure. Pretty interesting video, I'm not gonna lie. I find it interesting when the subject, in this case, the flying saucer, is bouncing in and out of frame. I think that's like that's interesting detail. Because if you're gonna if you're gonna fake a video, probably gonna keep it in the frame. And I don't know if can you do that with AI? Maybe. I don't know. But who knows? I mean, oh God. That looked fake as hell. What is that? What the hell? Someone copy and pasted. I mean, God, that's fake as hell. That's fake as hell. It looks like someone just found a picture of a UFO, copy pasted it, and just stuck it on there and was like, there you go. No compositing, no effort done to blend it into the scene. Just like putting a sticker on a wall. Amazing stuff. All right, guys, I think we'll wrap it up there. This has been a lot of fun, and the next time that there's a drop, we'll definitely cover it again. We'll probably be live covering this topic before then. We'll go through any PDF files that have been released that seem interesting and worth looking at, if there are any. But when there's another drop of actual media and videos for us to watch, photos, whatever it is, we will absolutely go look through that, and I'll make sure we keep you guys up to date. Jesus is back again. He says, will there be a Discord channel for what we find? Yes, guys, again, the link below is for Discord. It's free. If you don't know what Discord is, it's basically kind of like a chat room with lots of different channels for topics of discussion. I will make a channel after this stream for all of you guys who are going through the files, for you to be able to link what you find in there. If you're a member of the channel, it's only $5 a month, by the way. You get access to the members section, which is the best place to hang out on the internet, confirmed. You also get members-only content as well. if you link your YouTube to Discord, you get into that. Okay, but you have to link it. But Discord is free for everyone. You don't even have to worry about the members section. Thomas Cleveland says, superconductors make a frustrated lattice. Thank you, Thomas. He also says, frustrated lattice makes macro quantum coherence. Okay, there we go. Thank you very much, Thomas Cleveland. And Contra, celebrating 2 months, says a whole lot of white dots. Thank you very much, sir. By the way, if you enjoy the intro and outro track of the channel, that was made by the man himself, Contra.mp3. Shout out to him. Go and check him out on Spotify if you like the music. And Trevor Brett, thank you very much for the $2, bro. Guys, thank you for hanging out tonight. A lot of fun. When these things happen, it's always good to get together. And, you know, it might always not be what we want or expect. But again, like I said, disclosure is about the friends that we make along the way. I'm being half serious, but I think it's a good thing to remember. Guys, be good to each other. Be kind. Get outside. Touch some grass. I'm going to be live again tomorrow at the same time. Hopefully doing the NASA Nazis time travel show. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Perfectly imperfect. Thank you, everyone. Good night. Enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Friday, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Peace.
Eventually, people are going to say, what the hell is going on?
No matter how far you go into the dark, when you flip, you go exactly the same place to the light in our galaxy. Everything. Because everything is in balance. Everything is a polarity.
I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is.